The detention of Michael Spavor and Michael Kovrig occurred in December 2018, when the two Canadian men were taken into custody in the People's Republic of China. Their detention and subsequent indictment under the State Secrets Law is regarded as an act of retaliation against Canada for its arrest of Hawaii Telecom's executive Meng Wanzhou, and has been cited as an instance of hostage diplomacy. The pair is frequently and colloquially referred to as the two Michaels. Following their detention in December 2018, the men were transferred to detention facilities where they were interrogated for up to 8 hours a day. The lights in their cells are reportedly left on 24 hours a day, and they have been denied access to consular officials and to their lawyers. Prior to his detention and arrest, Michael Kovrig was working for the International Crisis Group out of its Hong Kong office. He previously worked for the United Nations and as a Canadian diplomat. Michael Spavor had been a consultant and the director of Pact2 Cultural Exchange, an organization that promotes investment and tourism in North Korea. On September 24, 2021, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced that Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor had been released from detention in China after 1,019 days. The detention of Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor followed the arrest of Meng Wanzhou by Canadian authorities. Meng was the chief financial officer of the Chinese telecom giant Huawei, founded by her father Ren Zhengfei. She was arrested at the Vancouver International Airport by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police at the request of the United States, pursuant to the extradition treaty between Canada and the United States. On January 28, 2019, the U.S. Department of Justice announced financial fraud charges against Meng. If proven guilty, Meng potentially faces up to 10 years imprisonment per 18 U.S.C. Section 1832. Kovrig joined the International Crisis Group in February 2017 as a senior advisor for Northeast Asia. On December 10, 2018, Michael Kovrig was detained in Beijing around the same time as Michael Spavor, a Canadian consultant with a personal relationship with Kim Jong-un and a history of working with North Korea. The prosecutors of the People's Republic of China charged the two Canadians with espionage, endangering China's national security. If proven, such a crime may result in life sentences or more, to ensure the non-disclosure of illegally gathered intelligence. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau called his arrest arbitrary. On June 19, 2020, the men were formally charged with spying on national secrets and providing state secrets to entities outside of China, in the lead-up to the first high-level diplomatic talks between Chinese officials and American officials working for Joe Biden. Spavor and Kovrig's trial dates were announced. On March 19, 2021, a 2-hour closed court hearing for Spavor ended with no immediate verdict and Dandong Intermediate People's Court stating that it would set a date to release a decision later. Because the case involved Chinese national security law, the charged affair at the Canadian Embassy in China was denied entry to provide consular assistance. Diplomats from the United States, the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, France, Denmark, Australia, Sweden and Germany also sought access but were denied. Kovrig's trial was scheduled for March 22. It ended with the identical statement that the verdict will be announced at an unspecified later date. On August 10, 2021, the Dandong Intermediate People's Court found Michael Spavor guilty of espionage. Spavor was sentenced to 11 years in prison, in addition to the confiscation of 50,000 yen, and his deportation. The statement released by the court did not specify when the deportation would take place. But China typically deports convicted foreigners after the completion of their prison sentence. Canada's ambassador to China, Dominic Barton, accused the Chinese government of timing Spavor's verdict, as well as that of Robert Schellenberg 1 day prior, to coincide with that of Meng Wanzhou, which was occurring simultaneously in Canada. Michael Spavor was tried on March 19, 2021. Spavor was convicted of espionage and sentenced to 11 years by a court in Dandong City of the province of Liaoning, China. According to an announcement dated August 11, 2021 on the court's website, Michael Kovrig was tried on March 22, 2021. The verdict was to be announced at an unspecified later date. The trials were held in closed sessions in accordance of China's rules of criminal procedure for national security cases. As of August 11, 2021, the verdict was still unknown to the Canadian Foreign Affairs Minister Marc Garneau. On September 24, 2021, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau confirmed that the two Michaels were being released and returning to Canada on the same day that Meng Wanzhou was released after the dropping of her extradition request as part of her deferral.